Welcome everyone to Nikki Loves Books. Nikki here, and today we have our second Fabled box unboxing. So this is the Fabled July 2024 unboxing. All these book boxes coming late is seriously messing me up with the date. Like, I have to remember that it's November and that we're not in July, even though we're unboxing a July box. So Fabled Co. obviously behind. It's November and we're unboxing July, and we just got June's at the same time as July. So they are trying to catch up, and so they did send 2 months worth in one box. So I have 3 more books to unbox with y'all, so we're gonna get into it. So the first book we're gonna reveal is their Fabled Knights book. So this is their contemporary dark romance box. So Fabled Co. is a book company that does 3 subscriptions, and every single month you can kind of pick and choose. So they announce the books ahead of time, and you can say, you know what, I want all 3 of these books this month, or you can say, nah, I only want one of these 3, so on and so forth. So you can pick and choose. I love that model. I like the fact that they have different choices, but Fabled Knights is the first book we're going to reveal. So that is their contemporary dark romance. And that book for July is The Pucking Coach's Daughter by S. Massery. Trust no one. I learned the hard way after hockey star Carter Masters stabs me in the back and turns our rival school against me. Suddenly, I'm public enemy 1 at Framingham State. Just a year later, that's exactly where I'm forced to enroll. No one has forgotten what I did. The anti-Sydney campaign is led by 2 gorgeous psycho hockey players, Oliver Roos, captain, and Penn Walker, the devastating goalie. They have me in their sights the moment I set foot on their campus. Where they lead, the rest of the students follow. They won't stop till I'm gone and Carter's team faces payback. My only solace from the constant bullying comes from a blocked number that keeps texting me. But as much as Oliver and Penn want to, they can't drive me off completely, because even at the worst moments, I know I'm not going anywhere. After all, I'm their coach's daughter. So I'm currently reading The Graham Effect, and this definitely is just giving darker vibes with reverse harem of that. Both protagonists end up being the coach's daughter, so I love that. So our edition, of course, has an exclusive cover. And I actually will say I'm not crazy about this, because the description makes it seem more darker than this cover makes it seem. So now I don't know. Like, I'm like, is it going to be really cutesy, or is it supposed to be like a dark bullying reverse harem romance? Like, I'm totally kind of thrown off with this cover simply because the description makes it seem darker. It does have stenciled edges on the long end and then sprayed edges on the short. We do have a beautiful designed hardcover case, and then designed end papers, which continues kind of that really cutesy feeling. I'm very confused with this book now. And of course is signed by the author. So at this point in time, I'm actually going to put this book aside and put it in a sleeve to protect it, because I actually found out that Baddie's Book Box is also doing a special edition of this book, and it's for November. So I'm like, I will be getting that special edition soon, probably in the next week or 2. From there, I'm going to decide which edition I want to keep and which one I will be doing a giveaway for. So our next book is for the Fabled Twilight subscription, which is their fantasy romance book sub. And that book is House of Gilded Nightmares by Aurora Gray. He'd sworn to protect her, to give his life for hers. Giving her his heart, however, is absolutely forbidden. For years he haunted my dreams. I never knew he's my shadow fae guardian, or that I'm the future queen of nightmares, until he arrives, very much flesh and blood, to spirit me away to the realm of nightmares and my awaiting throne. But I'm not about to marry someone I never met. My guardian thinks I'll go quietly. He's about to have a fight on his hands. What I'm not expecting is the powerful magic my guardian awakens in me, or the deep dark secret he's hiding. So this is the first book in the Dark Fate Guardian series. I do appreciate that Fabled seems to always take that in consideration in their books, is that they put it's book 1 in a series and then put the book number on the side. I don't know if that's always true, but it seems to be. Between the 2 boxes that I've had so far, it seems to be that they mark the books when it is part of a series. And I do appreciate that. So we, of course, have an exclusive cover, and I love this cover. I love the darkness to it. It makes sense with this being, you know, Queen of Nightmares. I love the gilded touches, especially the border. And then that dark motif with the gilt border continues on the back side, and it says, "I'm your sworn blood guardian. It is my duty to protect you in dreams or waking." It does have matching stenciled edges, which is very, very, very beautiful. This book is my favorite design so far from Fabled. We have a beautiful foiled hardcover case. The only thing I wish is that they did the title somewhere on this, like it's not even on the spine. We also have designed end papers, which match perfectly with the stenciled edges, and it is signed by the author. And our last book in our Fabled July unboxing is the Fabled Moonlight book, and that is an adult-only paranormal fantasy book sub. And that book is Into the Wonder Dark by Lillian T. James. Everyone knows the story about the girl who followed the white rabbit, the one who fell down a hole into a land of curious adventure. But you see, this tale isn't like that, because in this one, when Adelaide finds the white rabbit, it's already dead, just like every person in the land it takes her to. And although there are many wondrous creatures lurking in the wood, they're far more interested in carving out her heart than offering her tea. In a world with missing souls and a ruler painted in blood, Adelaide knows she shouldn't trust anyone, especially Tarek, the man cloaked in shadows and blades who always seems to know when she's around. But when the Crimson Queen puts a bounty on Adelaide's soul, Tarek might just be the only person in the entire Underland who can protect her from everyone but himself. So this is obviously an Alice in Wonderland retelling, and I will admit that I hated Alice in Wonderland. Like, hated the books, hated the movie, hated Alice in Wonderland. I did not enjoy it. Do not ask me why. Like, I read it as a child and again as an adult and still hated it. But the idea of Alice in Wonderland Dark Edition with a romance, I was very interested in that. And I've also read Lillian T. James before. I've started the Crystal Island series from her and I did enjoy it. So I wanted to definitely give this book a shot. So we have this beautiful cover, and for those of you who know me, you know I'm going to love the fact that there's roses, and it makes sense with Alice in Wonderland. And then we have this quote on the back that says, "Paint the fucking roses red." We have stenciled edges all the way around, and it has obviously the clock, which we usually see with a rabbit. And then we have this beautiful foiled hardcover case of Adelaide in the woods. And there we have our white rabbit. We have matching designed end papers. And it is signed by the author. It also looks like the pages are bordered throughout the book, which I like that added detail. So that is it for our Fabled July unboxing. So we have 3 new books. Like I said, I'm putting The Pucking Coach's Daughter to the side until I get my Baddies book box for this month to kind of compare the editions to see which one I want to keep. Because normally, not always, but normally I don't like having 2 editions of the same book. I think the only exception would ever be like a Sarah J. Maas book, because I love those. I would be okay with having more than one special edition of those if I needed to, like if I liked more than one special edition. But for all my other books, I only like to have one edition, and if I end up getting a repeat because I have a few box subscriptions, then I keep the editions I don't want to the side. I'm hoping to do a giveaway at some point. I was thinking probably the first one being once I hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, but haven't formally decided. So it is going to be a long minute before I can get to these, because for those of you who follow my channel, you guys know that my TBR list is already out of control. I have so many books on my bookshelves that I haven't read, but specifically I read all my books from my book boxes first. And I got literally 9 books this weekend, all just from book boxes, and it's mostly because of Fabled's part. Like 6 of the books came from them. So I am behind. Thankfully, I have some time off come the holidays, but obviously I also want to spend time with family and friends if I can. I have a chronic illness that really prevents me from doing things outside of the house, and it's kind of a big ask to have people come visit me because other than my friends, none of my family live where I do. It's kind of a drive. So I'm hoping with my time off that I'll be able to catch up, but we'll see. So I have a lot of books to read. I am currently reading The Graham Ham Effect. That book is enjoyable, but it is kind of thick. Next up I have For She Is Wrath, which is our October young adult book for this month. And then I have the Owl Crate adult fantasy book for November, and that is The Courting of Bristol Keats. Then we get into our Baddies book box for October because it was delayed, and so that is Until I Get You, and then The Ruthless King. So Baddies book box comes with 2 books. And then we have the 3 books from the June Fabled box that showed up at the same time as our July one did. So those books are Perfect Fit, Worthy of Fate, and Shades of Silver City. Still haven't determined what order I'm reading those 3 in, but I have those 3. And then I can read the 2 books from this box, and probably by the time I get there, my Baddies book box for November should be here. So at that point, I could also read The Pucking Coach's Daughter. So yeah, so technically speaking, I'll have 3 books plus the other book from Baddies book box. So I have a lot of books to read. Thank you all so much for being here. Don't forget to like this video if you want to see me do more unboxings. Let me know in the comments below your thoughts on these book choices, the designs, anything that comes to mind when you're watching this video. Don't forget to hit subscribe to join me for all the bookish fun. We're going to continue on with just unboxings right now until we figure out what the hell is happening with my throat. For those of you who are new here, just know that I'm having throat issues, like they think I have esophageal dysmotility, which is basically your muscles in your esophagus are not working correctly, and my voice does tend to get hoarse. So my YouTube channel is just focused on unboxings currently, just to make sure I'm not doing more damage because they don't quite know what's going on yet. So I'm trying to limit my videos and not do book reviews and book recaps currently, simply because I want to make sure I'm not doing permanent damage, just to kind of give my throat a break and see if they can figure out what's wrong before I jump back into doing those things. Have a great rest of your week, everyone. Thanks again, and I just wanted to say I'm grateful for each and every one of you. Thanks for being here.